Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino, coming at you again today with episode 6 of What's on the Rack. Before we get started, though, with that, I do want to thank all my subscribers. Thanks to any of my new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the notification bell also so you do know when I got new videos coming out, like episode 7 of What's on the Rack. But anyways, let's get on with today's episode of What's on the Rack. And yeah, what's on the rack there? It is a continuation of Paul McCartney, of course. We're going to end his solo albums here and get on to his live albums and compilations is what's pretty much up next here. However, I do got an update to section 5 and section 4 of the Paul McCartney collection. As I was doing this, I realized there was a couple that I didn't really have and wanted to get. And I was thinking, oh, no problem, I'll find them. I mean, this is probably his just kind of standard issue of these now. I've got a few in here. I think I got Venus and Mars, McCartney 2, and then some of the newer ones I've got. I didn't have the full collection, and I'm like, well, it's not that many because it's not all of his albums, but like I said, it is probably the main issue of his album right now. And I just kind of like the packaging in that it's kind of close to the archive collection. I wanted to get those, and I started to look, and was finding out they're going pretty expensive now on Amazon and eBay and such. So I was a little shocked. I didn't expect these to really go up in value too much, just being the single disc. They are the remastered, the archive remaster. Yeah, I was a little surprised. And then it was right before Christmas. I went on to his website there, and they were still having the good Christmas deals. And I believe they were running a 40% off on the Paul McCartney store, right direct from online there. All the albums I needed were listed there as in stock. I don't know for sure if they were in stock because it took forever for them to ship. Finally got them, and I've got all my missing albums here now on this. So I'll really quickly show you that because that'll kind of update that. I've already got this kind of worked out, so these will fit in here. What's actually in the rack here is a little short because it's kind of filling in with what's going to be coming from over here is already kind of filled in there. Still haven't moved this stuff over, but everything here on has been moved. So these will squeeze in there eventually. But yeah, I did get McCartney. And this one's kind of nice to have because I didn't get the booklet with my archive collection. And this is going to be the same little booklet. So I got to be careful because I think I do got the hype sticker hiding in here somewhere. Perfect, we'll show you that. There we go. But yeah, just McCartney, the single disc there. I got Ram. And this one's interesting with how this yellow comes over so far on that. I know it's not quite square like an LP would be, so they had to stretch it a little to fit these CDs. And I'm not going to show you the book on this one because I just showed that because I was excited. I will show you the hype sticker though. Excited I finally got my book on my McCartney copy there. And then we also got Band on the Run. And the front, the back, and the spine. And then I'll show you the inside here. Hopefully my hype sticker doesn't go flying there. Hype sticker, got to find a better home for those. But I am going to put these in a nice little sleeve so they'll stay in there good. Wings of the Speed of Sound was up next on what I was missing. Of course, I said I do got Venus and Mars. So these were just reissued with the colored vinyl reissues. There was also a reissue of the CDs at the same time, and that's basically what these are. And yes, it is the archive remastered, or in the next one's remixed edition on there. So there was Wings of the Speed of Sound. Like I said, I got McCartney 2 already. Did not have Tug of War. And again, this kind of completes my archive collection for Tug of War in a way too, because the version of Tug of War I got is that advanced release version. So that didn't come with a book. So now I got a book on this one too. However, I do get the big set, so it's not like it's too big of a deal. There's the hype sticker. That's a cool disc. I like how that shows up on the disc there. The O is the spindle hole there. And next will be Pipes of Peace. And this one, where the archive screwed it up, you do get the true opening there with his arm going correct, where the archive had the banner that split his arm off there. Poor Paul's arm. Show you the hype sticker quick on that. And last but not least on this set here, Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. Which I believe, no, it was Kisses on the Bottom, I guess, was the last album we left off with there. And I'd already had, so this would have came out in the set with New, which will actually be the next kind of on the list here of the next albums. That reissue I did have for some reason that came out with the colored vinyl reissues. See, Thrillington would have been with that set, and Wings Greatest, which we'll also see in here. I'd already had those. Thrillington will be a little ways down. I've got that kind of ordered in here odd. So, and then the next round, which you didn't see any of here, the next 4 that came out with that colored vinyl reissue would have been Wings Over America, Choba BCCP, Paul is Live, and Amoeba Gig, which all of those I believe are going to be seen in this next. Choba BCCP has already been seen, but those other 3 are all in this pile I got, the next section of the rack. So let's get on with that. As I said, New would be the first one up. So I've got a couple of original copies of this with their hype stickers still in the shrink. Just got them sitting on the rack there. I don't know how I've just buying lots off of eBay. For some reason, these are always slipped in there. A couple of different hype stickers, though. That one's kind of, its shrink wrap is kind of seen better days there, but still the original price tag, too, from the retailer. And so those are kind of cool. A couple of the originals there. And I thought that was pretty cool. There was a couple of different hype stickers, so I got a couple of different variants on the hype sticker there. And the next one up, as I was just talking about all the colored vinyl reissue versions of these, it is that one. So this is the new version that would have came out in those sets. This would have been 2018, I believe. And this would have got reissued. Not terribly different. I guess I couldn't really show you the disc on those other ones. It does look a little fuzzy. I do got like a rice paper sleeve on that, so that's why it looks a little fuzzy there. Not sure if I got my... Oh yeah, I do. Hype sticker hiding there. I don't know, it seems like the hype stickers, I didn't start collecting those really until recently, so just the last couple of years that I decided that those need to be preserved. So some I will have, some I won't, and I'm kind of upset about that. And as with any recent Paul McCartney release, yes, of course there's more. This one is the new, what is this, like the collector's edition or special edition. So it kind of had a different artwork on it, and a couple bonus tracks with this one. Yeah, we'll open this up. I don't think I got a hype sticker hiding, so disc is in there somewhere, booklet there, so forth. It's a nice little trifold there with it. That was my original copy I've had for quite a while. And this one I'm sure everybody's going to be familiar with. There we got Egypt Station and all the variations of Egypt Station coming up. Interesting album. I thought this was kind of cool on the CDs with this this band. However, the glue on mine came undone, and believe it or not, my wonderful mother sewed my little rubber band back together. She didn't. I said, "Do you got any way you can think of fixing this?" And she goes, "I'll sew it together." I said, "You're going to sew it together? It was just glued." She said, "Nope, she sewed it together." So there we go. So Mama Beetle Dustino did good there, saving my Egypt Station album. But yeah, there's the album now without the band. And then we'll open it up. This has got that concertina fold to it. So it just goes everywhere. And show you the back side here. Very interesting album. You can definitely see why they put a rubber band to hold it together. This is kind of cool. It comes with its own little... Most of these don't come with a inner sleeve like this, so I thought that was kind of cool with Egypt Station. I'll just pop the disc out quick for you there. There you go. So hopefully mine with that sewing on there will last a lifetime now. So pretty cool on that. The only thing I've been worried about with this is over time, is this going to press in on the cardboard here and kind of squeeze that in and get some little dents there? Guess we'll find out. Then, of course, I found out there was a Target version of that, too, and I went out to get it. And you know the Target version because it's got the green band, and I'm not going to open up anything else past that. And this has still got the original glue on it, so we're doing good on that. But a couple bonus tracks on there, too, so that'll look a little different on the back there. But yeah, there's the Target edition of Egypt Station. And would that be the end on Egypt Station? Nope, nope. Because of course we got the Explorers edition. And this one does got some different artwork. No rubber band on this one, or whatever you want to call that. I guess not rubber band, but elastic band. But also it doesn't fold out quite like the main album does. And we got the booklet here. And of course, bonus tracks and such. Oh, there is 2 discs. I was going to say, I swear there was 2 discs, but where's the other disc? Okay, so one disc is hiding in here. There we go. Not much different, but this one's a little different. And what a fantastic album that was in 2018. And are we expecting any more after that? I think a lot of us thought that might be the end. And no, it wasn't. The big surprise coming from Made in Rockdown 2020, we got McCartney 3. So we completed the McCartney trilogy. And slide out the disc there quick. And of course, Egypt Station and New couldn't be outdone. We had to have multiple variations on this too. And Memory Almost Full was kind of the same way. But here's the Target edition, of course, with the green dice, the green spine, different artwork on the back. I'm not going to pull out the disc on this one. This artwork's different too. No bonus tracks this time. I think Target likes sticking with that green on that. And of course there's more. This time we got the Japanese special edition version, of course with the red dice and the obi strip there. And show you the back here. I'll go like this. There we go. Back of the obi, and the back of the album. Different picture there. Again, I'm not going to pull out the disc or anything. I'll just show you the different artwork here on the gatefold. And sort of like McCartney 3 not ending again. Of course, we got McCartney 3 Imagine that came out a little later the next year. There's the disc. Of course, kind of the remixed and covered and whatnot version of it. A lot of people weren't fans of it. I liked it. I had a good time with it. I do like putting it on every now and then yet. And of course, I got multiple variations to put on. This is the Target edition. So far, not looking too much different. Still not looking too much different. The only difference is the booklet that's on the inside, and I'm not going to pull that out to show you because I don't show the booklet on these. Of course, I do show that in all my copies of McCartney 3 video I did celebrating McCartney 3's second. How did I do that again? 3's second. Something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. Like I said, I'm not cool enough to weird hand signals and stuff. All right, still moving on with McCartney 3 and McCartney 3 Imagined. This one I'm not going to open up at all. I'll just show you the cover here in the beautiful little sleeve here with the obi strip and the little hype stickers and all, but the Japanese edition, the SHM CD. The red McCartney 3 2, the Japanese version, also that was an SHM CD. I forgot to mention that. Well, now we're not done with just McCartney 3. We still got McCartney 1 and McCartney 2 when we had McCartney 1, 2, 3. Little box set that came out later, kind of mid last year, I suppose, in July, I want to say. But yeah, there's my CD copy of it, and I'm not going to show the disc on this. I'm just going to, well, yeah, I am, because I'm not going to show McCartney 3's. I'll show you the front and the back there. I'm kind of going backwards, I guess. We got the artwork that came with it, the photos. This was one of my very first videos I did. I unboxed this. One of the first videos I did that I was quite proud of. So, but yeah, there's McCartney 2. And the reason why I'm going to show you the disc on this is because McCartney 3's is still the same, but these, they did do the cool, the original labels. So the EMI Parlophone label for McCartney 2. And I kind of thought these were going to be very similar to the colored vinyl reissue ones, and they're not. There is quite a difference on these. And then here's McCartney. Oh, there's the hype sticker that came with the box. Wow. Did I open up the gatefold on McCartney 2? McCartney 3, I'm not even going to bother with it. I just showed you all McCartney 3's, and that's exactly what that is. But this one, of course, on Apple, which was really cool. And the packaging is slightly different too. Slightly different, more squared. Like I said, how the edges of these get kind of really pushed out. But I know kind of a misunderstood box set. I really appreciate it. Like I said, McCartney, McCartney 2, and McCartney 3 are all a trilogy. And I'm a Star Wars fan also. When Star Wars releases out a new trilogy, of course, you're individually going to buy the Blu-ray or whatever as it's coming out new. Eventually, you're going to have the full trilogy available, and I want the trilogy box set, so that makes sense. And so technically that should be a box set. I kind of just put in with the albums because it is the albums. So now we're done with the studio albums and we're on to the live albums. So up first, we're going to have Wings Over America. And this one's kind of a special one. It's kind of probably hard to see right now. But I'll open it up. This is the archive. And what's unique about it is the Best Buy edition. So kind of glued to the front here, I don't know if you can see there, it's got a third disc. And this has got the Live at the Cow Palace. So this would have been the bonus disc with the big box, the bonus audio disc. Otherwise, you got just your standard album here. And the only thing I'm missing now from the big box, aside from all the books and stuff, but it's just the DVD. And that's why I kind of am dragging my feet on getting the DVD, because I got all the audio stuff, which is the main thing that I want. Eventually, I'll get that box. It is a cool looking box. Eventually, I'll get it. And still sticking with the colored vinyl reissues, this was the Wings Over America reissue of it. So this would have came out in 2019. He kind of did a live album edition of that, which featured this and Chuba BCCP, which I would have shown in the last What's on the Rack. And an upcoming album here, which I'm not going to... Two upcoming ones. It'll be in this edition of What's on the Rack. So there was the Wings Over America collection for me. And now we'll get into Trippin' the Live Fantastic. So here is that one. The big fatty double jewel case here. Disc 1. And book 1 and disc 2 and book 2. And how great would this be to get an archive collection of? And sticking with the Trippin' the Live Fantastic, next up we got the highlights. And this one, for anybody watching, even in Canada, probably not too unique. But this one is the European edition, which had All My Trials on it. In the US, we got a little different version. And All My Trials, this is really the only place that shows up on an album. I do think it was on a couple of singles he had out at the time. But so I kind of seek this out to have that kind of complete in my collection. Because I'd already had this. This is the US version. And I believe it's Put It There replaced All My Trials, which we already had Put It There on the main album. So... And this one, I believe, is a club edition. This was one of the very first Paul McCartney solo albums I ever got. This and All the Best. I got off of whatever record club I was in at the time. Up next, another one I hope makes an archive edition is the Unplugged, the official bootleg. Of course, from its time doing MTV Unplugged. Of course, some of these were numbered. I think the earlier editions were numbered. So there's my number on that. And there's the disc. And then Paul is Live would be next. And I don't believe we are going to get an archive on this one, because the next CD I'm going to show you is kind of my theory on it, on why we're not going to see it. They've already reissued it, not in the archive, but in the colored vinyl reissues. So here is that version of it. And pop up the disc here quick. I think it's exactly like the other one there. So he hasn't got too many live albums, but we're chugging along here, still with live albums. And up next is Back in the US. Live 2002. Of course, this one a double disc. Let's see. There we go. Fold it over. Stars and Stripes there. I've got yet another version of it here. This one I've still got sealed. Well, at least with the barcode thing there. This I believe was a Best Buy edition, and it had these little photo cards, like postcards with it. I got this in some lot too that I was like, okay, well, cool. We'll get a copy of that. So I got those little extras. Nothing else really different with it, so. And it might look kind of similar, but it's not. This is Back in the World. So this would have been available in the rest of the world. Of course, I got the hype sticker on there yet too. Whatever seller I got this from, still left that on there. And the disc does look a little different. So the stars and stripes, we get the world. Makes sense, I guess. Fighting with the jewel case here is the nice version of these. I like these much better because it's got an actual hinge and not just plastic that could break over time. All right, and up next we do got next live album, Good Evening New York City. And this was an interesting package. It was a three disc double CD with a not a Blu-ray, a DVD. So there it opens up. Show you the back open here. This was this historic Citi Field opening show. Of course, Citi Field went where the old Chase Stadium was. The disc all got like baseball themes. I'll put a picture of them up there. It'll be easier than pulling them all out. Different colored stitching on each ball. And then we do got, up next, Amoeba's Secret. So a little EP that they put out from what will later become the fuller album, the Amoeba Gig. And then, of course, still not quite the full album, but we do got Live in Los Angeles. This came out in the Daily Mail. See there. It's a little fuller version of the concert, but again, still not the full show. How lucky for you guys in the UK, you get in your newspaper, memory almost full, plus that, just for buying a newspaper. Then, of course, with those colored vinyl reissues, I don't know if you really call this a reissue or this was just a brand new album. We do got the Amoeba Gig. Fantastic album. Absolutely one of my favorite live albums of his. Really fell in love with this with it coming out. I love the fact they got the whole concert on there. Getting down to the last ones here. End of the live albums, I guess, and now we're on to the compilations. So just the very tippy start of the compilations. Again, he doesn't have very many compilations though, so not too many when we get to the next edition of the next episode of What's on the Rack. But here's Wings' Greatest. Oh, the jewel case is falling apart, so I gotta be careful there. And last one, and another one from the colored vinyl reissues, and the Wings' Greatest here. And I did forget to say with the, I guess we'll never see Wings' Greatest in an archive collection either. I don't know why we would. I can't see him doing a compilation album in that series. But, I mean, it does got singles on it that weren't on albums, but they're being featured on the bonus discs, so we're not going to see Wings' Greatest. We're also not going to see Paul's live archive, because I believe that was its reissue right there. They're not going to reissue it as an archive collection. The colored vinyl reissue was it, and I think that was a very key indication that we're not seeing that as an archive, but a key indication on why we're going to see Tribute the Live Fantastic as an archive and the Unplugged official bootleg as an archive, because they skipped those. Would have made more sense to me to put those in that than, I don't know, some of the others that were in that. At least my theory. As I say, I'm usually probably always wrong. But anyways, there was the next episode of What's on the Rack. Closing this out, I do want to thank all my subscribers. Thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, obviously if you've stuck through this video this long, you must like it. Do hit the subscribe button. It will help out the channel. Hit the notification bell too, so you know when I do got the next episode of What's on the Rack or What's in the Box or whatever other crazy thing I want to talk about out. Speaking of want to talk about, leave a comment. I do want to hear from you. Do want to have a conversation. Also, give the video a like. I forgot to mention that. Give the video a like. All right. But anyways, I'm Beetle Dustino, signing out.